the champions. This is Starr 103.5 FM. Thank you so much for choosing us. It is the Sports Chat. If you're just joining us for the first time, well, trust me, it is the Sports Chat on 103.5 FM. My name is Jones, ADZI. Jones Adzi, thank you so much for choosing us. Our show is live on Facebook. Get to Facebook right about now, and you can get to watch the show live there as well. This morning, we do have a lot for you in the world of sports. If you do remember, some few weeks or months ago, Ghana lost to Niger at the at the Accra Sports Stadium, and then we couldn't qualify for the AFCON. And interestingly, we had some Ghanaian players, yes, who played for the Nigerian national team. And then yesterday we got one of them. I always tell you to join us on the game. So always join us on the game at 1 p.m. on GH1 TV and on Starr FM. So we got one of the players, Daniel Sosa, and he has been revealing some things. He said that 7 Ghanaian players actually play for the Nigerian national team. Can you believe that? We'll get to listen to him. And then, of course, obviously, we'll move to the GFA and get some clarifications on why Nura Haptel left. And then we'll move to the foreign scene. Yesterday, so much action in the English Premier League. And, Tottenham Hotspurs. The North London Derby happened yesterday. Arsenal coming tops there. Would get some reactions from that game, and then of course would move to Africa because the groupings for the CHAN tournament they have been made, and we'll get to bring you all the groupings in there. So let's just start off from the GFA, because yesterday Matilda Jifa, who is the PRO for women's football at the GFA, has come to clarify that the GFA started negotiations with Nura Haptel 6 months ago and gave her an improved contract, but she decided not to accept the contract. Let's get to listen to Matilda Jifa, who speaks for women's football from the camp of the GFA.
As you rightly said, the FA and Nora couldn't come into an agreement. We knew that her contract was going to be ending on the 31st of December. And so 6 months to even for the contract to elapse, the GFA started having talks with her. We gave her a very improved contract so that we can continue our marriage. But at the end of the day, she decided to look the other way. And because of that, for about a week or two, the Black Queens were without a head coach. And we knew that WAFCON 2024, which is going to be played in 2025, was a very tough assignment ahead of us. So we needed to get a new coach. And that's the more reason why you got that communique yesterday that we appointed Kim Lass as our new head coach.
Right, so there you have it, and the clarification in there. They gave Nura Haptel, the Black Wings coach, former Black Wings coach, Nura Haptel. They started negotiations with her 6 months ago, and then they gave her an improved contract, according to her, but then the woman decided not to accept. So we actually asked her that did she leave because of money issues, and this is what Jifa had to say.
No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure she mentioned on her social media that she's leaving Ghana because of monetary issue. The only post that we saw, or I saw, of her was something she posted on her LinkedIn, and with that, she just put up a graph, and she was talking about all the teams that have qualified for WAFCON and lack of preparatory matches. Okay. She was talking about lack of preparatory matches, and she didn't even.
Right, so according to Matilda Jifa, the woman left because probably the team did not have a lot of preparatory matches, and then they actually gave her a contract. They started negotiations 6 months ago. Well, we have a new coach now, Kim Lass. He's going to be our new head coach as we prepare for the WAFCON. We wish the team all the best. Let's see what this man brings in. We understand that he's very experienced. And in women's football, he's done so much. Let's see if he can take the team to the next level. Let's not kid ourselves. Nura Haptel has done so well. She helped the team, and we saw how the team changed the evolution around the team. Let's hope that Kim Last can do the same for us. Okay, let's move on to Daniel Sosa, who has been speaking to us. I mean, he is the player of Ghanaian descent. His mom is from Ghana, his dad is from Benin, and he actually plays for the Nigerian national team. And according to him, he couldn't wait to play against the Black Stars because he wanted to prove a point. And I mean, well, let's just get to listen to Daniel Sosa.
No, because they were requesting for something that we couldn't do, like a financial. You have to give something before we can, allow you to, like the invite, So we give something, they can speak with the coach so that they invite you, But couldn't afford what
Is that the norm?
No, they didn't say anything But they just said we have to give something. That's what they said.
And do you remember the particular person that your agent spoke to from the GFA? If you can tell us.
No, actually I cannot say.
Why?
No. It's something that I can't do that. No.
And do you remember the exact amount they were demanding for, the person was demanding for?
Actually, they didn't mention the amount. The person didn't mention the amount, though. But, he said, you have to give something before, we can invite you for the national under 23. It's always like that, It's not only me, but there are something.
Right, so that was Daniel Sosa actually speaking on the fact that some years ago in 2020 he actually approached his agents approached the GFA. He was outside, wanted them to know that he's eligible to play for Ghana, and then he was told that they would have to pay something. Yes, he didn't mention anything, any amount, but then according to him they have to pay something for the GFA official to actually speak to the coach there, and then he actually couldn't pay something, so he ended up moving out, not playing for Ghana's under 23 team, and now plays for the Nigerian team. According to him, there are 7 good players who are actually playing for the Nigerian team.
Playing against Ghana will let Ghanaian people know that there are some players, if they get opportunity, they can do something for the nation, So for me, I can say that maybe we just sacrifice for some people, I think through us, I think things will change. I'm not the only person who play for Nigeria national. We have like 7 players, Ghanaian 7 players who are playing for Nigeria national team. So just imagine, Ghana players playing, 7 good players playing for Nigeria national.
Right, there you have Daniel Sosa in there, and interesting one. I mean, don't always join us on the game. We have the big interviews for you. Last time we spoke to Daniel Ejay, former goalkeeper under 20 World Cup winner, and he came out to say all those things. I mean, interesting things. They actually got an investment without their knowledge, because the investment covered insurance, and I mean, it went a long way to affect them. For 15 years, some of them didn't even know that the investment was paying to an insurance company, and then now the money they expected did not come. Well, let's just move on and let's do some African news. And then bring you the groupings from the CHAN tournament. So Group A would see Kenya, Morocco, Angola, DR Congo, and Zambia. And Group B would see Tanzania, Madagascar, Mauritania, Burkina Faso, and then Central African Republic. And Uganda, Niger, and then Guinea are also in there in Group C, and then Group D would see Senegal, Congo, Sudan, and Nigeria. So don't forget that the tournament was supposed to happen in the first week of February, and it has been postponed for now. We're still waiting for the new dates in there, but then here are the groupings for the CHAN tournament scheduled later for February this year. Okay, now let's move on to the foreign scene and start off from some EPL action, because Arsenal have moved to within 4 points of leaders Liverpool after a dramatic 2-1 North London derby win over Tottenham Hotspur. Despite a strong start from the home side, Arsenal fell behind when Heung-min Son's shot deflected off Thomas Partey and past goalkeeper David Raya. However, the Gunners quickly responded with Gabriel's equalizer, followed by Leandro Trossard's goal just 4 minutes later to complete the comeback. Speaking after the game, Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta praised his team's performance and resilience.
Very proud of the team. I think we were sensational. I think it was a good test to see after 2 big performances and not getting rewarded in 2 different competitions. You have to play the biggest game of the season for our people in those conditions. And it's a test of attitude, you know, what we are made of, the courage that we have, how much we really care only about a result or the performance, and how much we can do in terms of what is required in the game to be better than the position. And I think we played from the minute one to head and with or without the ball. I think we fully deserve to win the game, and I think we made a lot of people very happy, but especially very proud to see a team that behaves in the manner that they have played today again.
Now let's also get to listen to Torian Boss and Postecoglou, who was disappointed by his side's performance, and he insisted that the defeat to us now is one that cannot be accepted by anyone.
Well, you got no choice. You just got to, you know, there's no magic cure here. You got to get up tomorrow and work hard and go into Sunday and prepare to, you know, go into battle and you know, turn around our fortunes in our season. I mean, there's nothing that's magical that's going to change this. You know, there's always reasons for all these things to happen, but the reality of it is that our results and our, you know, our form in the league has been nowhere near good enough, and that needs to change.
Let's move to Newcastle, because Alexander Isak had 2 goals for his side, and he actually equaled the club record of 9 straight wins in all competitions after they beat Wolves 3-0. And let's get to listen to Coach Eddie Howe, who reflected on his team's excellent run after the game.
Yeah, it was a tough game today, and everything that we probably thought it would be. A very good opponent, new manager in place, new style of play. I thought they made it difficult for us in the first half. They were quite deep in their defending, packed everyone behind the ball, and we had a lot of the ball, and we had to be really patient and show our quality to eventually break that down. Yeah, I mean, I get the headlines, and rightly so, because I think, yeah, it's an incredible run, incredible feat, and delighted for him. I know his teammates will be delighted for him as well. I thought the second goal was the pick today because, of course, the first one's got a bit of a deflection on it. I think we can say that, but the second one, it looks an easy finish, but he's so calm and composed and has that extra split second to pick.
Now that let's move on to Everton, where David Moyes suffered a defeat in his first match back as Everton manager, as Aston Villa secured a 1-0 win at the Goodison Park. Oli Watkins' second half strike sealed the win for Villa, who continued their push for a Champions League spot. Meanwhile, Everton remain in 16th place, just a point above the relegation zone. Let's hear from Everton boss David Moyes reflecting on his side's defeat after his first game in charge.
I don't think there was very little in the game. Obviously they took a good chance. They had a couple of chances in the first half. We maybe had one, but I think in the second half we had a couple of bigger chances. They didn't really offer an awful lot in the second half, Aston Villa, and I thought we were right in the game, but ultimately, you know, we couldn't quite score that goal which was required.
And elsewhere, Leicester City lost 2-0 at home to Crystal Palace, and Ipswich will take on Brighton today, and Manchester United would host Southampton at Old Trafford tonight. And Ruben Amorim has been speaking ahead of the game.
No, it's also my problem. I'm trying to help them to understand that we have to do it as a team. But I think it's clear. Everybody can see that in some games we are a different team, and we have to be really consistent on that. I'm trying to do the same things to explain the strengths and the weakness of every team, and then tomorrow we have to perform, and we have to understand that the expectations are bigger, and we have to have more ball, and we have to control more the game, and that sometimes is harder to play against these teams, because I think, again, we have a lack of goal. We don't spend a lot of times doing this. This team in the past scored a lot of goals from transition, not from building up in the half of the opponent pitch. So we'll see tomorrow. We have a lot to improve, but the way we face the game has to be the same.
Right, so there you have full results from yesterday's games in the English Premier League. Everton 0, Aston Villa 1, Leicester City 0, Crystal Palace 2, Newcastle United trashing Wolves by 3-0. Arsenal coming down from a goal, winning that game 2-1 at the Emirates. And in the Bundesliga, Bochum beat Pauli by 1-0. Bayern Munich beat Hoffenheim by 5-0. Union Berlin and Osberg's game ended 2-0 in favor of Osberg. Stuttgart were at home and beat Leipzig by 2-1, and Werder Bremen and Heidenheim played out a 3-3 draw, and Inter and Bologna played out a 2-2 draw as well. In the Copa del Rey, Almeria lost to Leganes by 2-3. Pontevedra lost to Getafe by 1-0. Barcelona beat Real Betis by 5-1. Elche were at home and lost to Atletico Madrid by 4-0. And today, 7:30, Ipswich take on Brighton. Hove Albion, Manchester United would play Southampton at 8 p.m. In the Copa del Rey, would see Athletic Club take on Osasuna, Real Sociedad play Rayo Vallecano, and Real Madrid take on Celta de Vigo. Of course, bring you the full table tomorrow when Manchester United play their game tonight. Now let's move to some tennis action where Emma Raducanu advanced to the Australian Open third round for the first time, defeating Amanda Anisimova 6-3, 7-5 in a hard-fought match with 13 breaks of serve. Despite battling a back injury that required treatment during the match, the 22-year-old Briton managed to overcome her American opponent, which ranked 35th. Raducanu, ranked 61st, will now face Polish second seed Iga Swiatek in the last 32. Swiatek, a 5-time Grand Slam champion, dominated Rebecca Shamkova 6-0, 6-1 in just an hour. Raducanu expressed pride in her resilience, and especially given her limited match play and recent back issues, and is looking forward to recovering before her next game. And let's move on to the men's category, where Novak Djokovic made history by surpassing Roger Federer's record for the most Grand Slam single matches played. The 37-year-old reached the Australian Open third round after a 4-set victory over Jamie Faria, claiming his 43rd, 430th actually, so 430th major singles match win. Djokovic expressed his pride and satisfaction at achieving the milestone.
Well, I'm satisfied with the win. I really liked the way I started the match and finished the match. The first and fourth set were the best. I was in control. The break up in the second, and just dropped my level. Lost 4 games in a row. Managed to get back to the tiebreak, but he was a better player. He was, I think, firing from all cylinders. At one point, he was difficult to play against because he was practically serving 2 first serves and going for his shots. Logically, he was pumped, when he won the second set, but I feel like I managed to focus in the important moments and make that crucial break at 3-2 third. From that moment onwards, I feel like upped my game a bit and played a really good fourth set. So overall.
Right, that was Novak Djokovic speaking then. And Jack Draper produced a stunning comeback to defeat home favorite Thanasi Kokinakis in 5 sets, advancing to the third round of the Australian Open after a dramatic 6-7, 6-3, 6-3, 7-5, 6-3 victory in there. Let's move to some boxing news before I take leave of you. And Chris Eubank Jr. will face Conor Benny in their much anticipated fight in London this April with on April 26th at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. This marks the rekindling of their family rivalry nearly 31 years after their fathers Nigel Benny and then Chris Eubank Sr. last fought. So the fight was initially set for October 2022 but was cancelled after Benny failed a voluntary drug test. His 2-year battle with anti-doping authorities ended in November 2024 when his suspension was lifted. So promoter Eddie Hearn and then Saudi boxing organizer Teki Alhanskasik confirmed about calling it the biggest fight in British boxing. Ben, 28 years, steps up from welterweight to face 35-year-old Eubank, who usually fights at middleweight. So let's see how that fight would happen. We'll be crossing our fingers. And then looking forward to see that fight happen on the 26th of April at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Chris Eubank Jr. facing Conor Ben in there. And that should do it for sports this morning. My name is James A. This is Starr 103.5 FM.